This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening and good morning, everyone. Welcome back. The screen, audio, everything is visible. Can anyone?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Okay. So I hope you got through the recording of yesterday one more time. So we clearly explained about the branching strategy, feature, development branch, master branch, feature release, how the releases are going on, and so we have practiced mostly merge command, and 2 or 3 developers, like even 20 developers work, it's the same way. Okay. So today we will concentrate more on Git rebase. So Git merge and rebase both are very important. When to use what? So yesterday when we used Git merge, so what will happening? For example, initially master branch contains one commit, and then feature one, for example, feature branch one checked out. Okay, to remove confusion, I'll say development branch, because we were creating feature branches from development branch. So feature one branch checked out from development. Developer one added 4 commits to it. So in this time, feature 2 checked out from development parallelly by developer 2, and developer 2 added some 5 commits and raised PR. It got merged. Okay. So now what are the master branch contains? Initially 1 commit plus this developer 2 5 commits plus 1 merge commit. So it clearly shows you the merge commits. So you can see it clearly visible. This is merge commit. Normal commit is different, merge commit is different. It will just say you this is merge happened at this stage. Okay. So total we have 7 commits. So what I want to say here is every time you merge one branch with another branch, it will give you one new commit ID. So in git merge, a new commit will be created. Okay, so this is one, and you can see here, if you see the history, it's more about like merge commits. So these are some extra commits. So these are extra commits polluting the history. So if somebody unknown person comes and says this code, he will see it little awkward. Everything is merge. It does not look like cool. So there are diversified. Lot of things are there. So I cannot understand very easily, like because of this extra commits. Okay, so this is about merge, and so just to come out of this, we have another option, rebase. So now we will see how rebase will work and what are the things happening in rebase. What are the so each one have its own advantages and disadvantages. We need to discuss and understand both of them. when to use merge, when to use rebase. Okay, just like yesterday, we have developer 1. Now he is in release 1 branch. Okay, so the branches exist only in his local but not in central. You can delete it actually. Git branch -d. Okay, we need to check out to another branch, development, and it is saying your branch is behind 6 commits. Git, you need to pull the changes. So instead of typing the password every time, we will tell you how to store the credentials. Git branch -d release 1.1. So this is how you delete the branch. Just -d for deleted. So now I am creating another branch, feature, for example 2.1 from development branch. Okay, feature 2.1 created. Now let us add some content to this from developer 1 mission. So this is developer 1 mission. I'm adding some content. This is to test rebase functionality. Okay, so now let's check the status. So you should be familiar with all these commands. We are doing lot of times. Then you can understand in real time how can we do on daily basis. Okay, so now I want to store the credentials. This type Git is asking me remote repo credentials every time. So what is the command to store it? So frankly, I don't remember any Git commands apart from major things. I always go for Google. Okay, just you need to understand the concept. Git config credential.helper.store. This is the command. So when you push next time, it will store it. Okay, git push origin feature 2.1. This time it will store it. Okay, so new branch created. I will be doing some changes, maybe 2-3 commits. This is one more line to test rebase. Same. Okay, and one more commit. Okay, now let's see the log. So we have done 3 commits and assume your feature is completed. Okay, now let's do. Usually what we do is we'll raise a. Now let's do for developer 2 also. he did not merged it. Let's do for developer 2 also. CD. So like this, he will also create one more branch. Feature 2.2 from development. Okay. So let's config. What is the command? Credential store. Okay. So now developer 1, developer 2. He did 3 commits. Now developer 1 wants to merge his code. Usually the procedure is first he check out development. So whenever you want to incorporate your changes into a particular branch, always the best practice is you first check out that branch, I mean the target branch. So here the source branch is your feature branch. You want to incorporate your changes from your source feature branch to the target development branch. So you will do the git pull. So everything is up to date. Okay, so now you can just go here and raise a pull request. This is developer 1 mission. Come here and raise a pull request. Okay. Now the admin. He will review and he will click on approve. So we are doing the same thing what we did yesterday. And he will click on merge. So deleting the source branch. Feature branch will be deleted always. Okay. Now if you go and see the commits, so there is always one merge commit ID created. Okay. So remember this, when you merged, it will create one this one, an extra commit. Sorry, it to development, right? Yeah, development. So it's created one merge commit. So now let's go to developer 2. So he also feels he completed. Now he will check out. So whenever before going for incorporating your changes into one target branch, I always told you to go and first pull the changes. So you got some changes. Okay. So now you need to incorporate these changes into your feature branch. Otherwise, the pull request will not allow you. So we tried it. We tried that already. So now what you need to do is, so usually check out to the feature branch. Then we run the command git merge development. So now let us check how the rebase will work. Now what here I will run is git rebase development. So merge and rebase both are for the same purpose, incorporating the changes from one branch to the another branch, like from source branch to the target branch. Here source branch is feature branch, target branch is development branch. So let's run this command and let's see what will happen. Before that, git log. So we have 3 commits. Git rebase development. Let me take the screenshot of git log. Okay. Git rebase development. So it is saying first rewinding had to replay something is happening, and it said for some auto merging conflict, all these things. So what happens here is, how it will rebase is, first it will take the, for example, to show you visually, so this is the master branch. From here your feature branch started. So you have 3 commits, and master branch is also moved ahead. Here it had 3 commits. Now when I'm rebasing this branch with this branch, so first it will go and apply all the changes. It will take this commit and it will apply to all these 3 commits. Then if it finds any conflicts, it will throw here. Okay. So now we need to go and clear the merge conflicts. Okay, so this is the conflict came here. We will go to the developer 1 and okay. So and how to do, can you read this? It will add everything. It is not like merge, git add, git commit. Here you will not do commit, you will just add it, the conflict files, and then run git rebase continue. Okay, so let's do this. Git add conflict is cleared. I'm adding. After that, you have to do git rebase hyphen continue. So what happened here again? Again it picked it. Again it picked the second commit and apply all the changes with this 3. And if it finds any conflict, again it will throw, you got conflict, resolve the conflict, add it to the staging area, and then continue rebase. Okay. So what happened? It applied the second commit actually, and it got successful maybe, or we don't know that. Let us see. So totally, if you have 3 commits, it will apply 3 times. So one commit, if it is not finding any conflict in the same line, then it will continue and pick the second commit. For example, while comparing this commit with these 3, if it is not finding any conflict, it will do this and it will go for second one, next one. Okay, so anytime Git finds the problem, Git will handle everything unless if it finds the different content in the same line. So now we need to resolve the conflict again. For example, we discussed with the developer. See, it will be giving you full information. You need to carefully rebase. Otherwise, it will add the duplicate content. Okay. So now git add. So you will never commit while rebasing, but you will commit while merging. Okay. So what happened? Again, it found the conflict. Third time. So now it picked this one and it found the conflict again. Now you go and check it. And now you remove this. Okay. Now you add it. You continue. Applying testing again, no changes. Did we forget git? Just to get status, rebase in progress, 4288961 something. 428. I think that is from the development branch. I think I forgot adding, I think. So we added and we rebase continues, no changes. Did you forget to use git add? So we did not forget. Okay, so now everything is over. So now if you see here, so we added and we continued. Now all the 3 commits are over. If the 3 commits are over, if there is nothing left to stage, you might want to skip this patch. Now let us
I had a question. What is continue?
continue in the sense pick up the next commit ID.
Okay.
So rebasing is nothing but, by the term itself you can understand, rebase is completely changing the base. I will show you. So what happens after rebase is completed. Okay, so now you do rebase continue. No rebase in progress. I think it's over. Okay, now if you check the git log, so what happened? You can see the commit ID is this one. Now you can see earlier the commit IDs for this is 67795 D1 and F22 something. Now if you check this, the commit IDs are different. So this is the things happening in rebase. In rebase, there will be no commit IDs, no commit extra commit IDs, but it will change the commit ID. Okay. So how it is changing is, instead of creating new commit ID, it is rewriting the history. This is called as rewriting the history. I will get you more clarity. Now you are into feature branch. See, now you got the changes from development branch and you have your feature branch, both. So what happened here is, rebasing will move this complete section on top of the development branch, like this. Okay, so I will, when I show you, you can understand. So now the commit IDs got changed and you got the changes from development into the feature branch. Now if you do git push origin and then feature slash 2.1, so it is saying, okay, feature 2.2, right? Now it is saying updates were rejected because the tip of your current branch is behind. So why it is saying is, whenever you are pushing your feature branch changes where the commit ID numbers got changed, remote repository is feeling, what is this? Remote repository will always compare whether you have these commit IDs in your local or not. For example, when you are pushing feature 2.2 from your local to remote repository, it will always compare you have these commits in your local or not. Obviously, we don't have, because our commit IDs got changed. See here, our commit IDs got changed. This is 192, 376, but here it is F22, something like this. Okay. So because of that, rebase changed the commit ID. So usually what you have to do is, you have to force the push. Then here also it will forget this and it will add your changes when you do force push. Okay, but while doing force push, you have to be very careful. And rebase also, while doing rebase, you have to be very careful. But if you use it in a right way, this will give you more flexibility. So now,
So in general, which one is preferable, like rebase or merge?
rebase.
Or merge, which one is preferable? Like if you want to make changes.
I will tell you which situation, in which situation you have to take the decision. Because merge will be useful for one situation, rebase will be useful for another situation. So I shown you the hard way of rebasing. I will show you the easy way of rebasing also.
Okay.
Okay. So now you will raise a pull request. Okay, now there are no conflicts. Oh, I raised it from admin. Okay, no problem. I will just merge it. Now let's go and see development branch. It's still committed one extra commit. That is because of our branching strategy.
So can we remit that extra commit using command line? Or can
So
revoke?
that I show you. Earlier also one person asked how to remove the commit ID.
Yes,
How to
yes.
remove one commit ID in between. So that I will show you how to do while rebasing.
Okay.
Yeah, the merge strategies are this one. Always create a new merge commit and update the target branch to it. So this is the branching strategy we are following now. So when you click on merge in the UI, it will always create a new commit. Okay, but here it did not create. In our local, it did not create it. In the UI, it created one merge commit ID. So what you have to do to not to get this is fast forward only. So if you apply this strategy, if the source branch is out of date with the target branch, reject the merge request. So this is very common. Like when your source branch is, I mean the same thing. The development branch is ahead. When you are trying for pull request or merge, it will be rejected. So that we saw yesterday. Otherwise, update the target branch to the latest commit on the source branch. So this fast forward, you have to carefully understand. Update the target branch to the latest commit on the source branch. Updating in the sense, earlier you have seen. So this is our position. The target branch head is here. So here we have the head. Head means pointing location. Now feature branch head is here. Now we moved this branch completely here. Okay. And now the head is moving. Now the development head is moving this one. So that is what here it says. Update the target branch to the latest commit of the source branch. Now I updated the target branch head here after moving this. So this will be erased. So it's little confusing to understand. So what was I cannot show you because of this one. Now next time, now this time again I will show you. So now you have considered it as little difficult of rebasing because every time it is picking one commit ID and comparing. Again one commit ID, again comparing. Again one commit ID, again comparing. Now you have to understand the squashing concept. For example, developer 2 did 10 commits. Now rebasing is really difficult. Because every time first commit it will pick and compare with the development branch and give you conflicts. Again second commit and give you conflicts. You have to do 20 times if you have 20 commits. You have to do 10 times if you have 10 commits. Now the solution here is interactive rebasing with squash. So now the question is, what is git squash? Git squash is nothing but if you have 10 commits, you git squash will converge all those 10 commits into one. Because 20 developers will be working every time they push 20 commits to the development branch, like how this developer state. So here if you see this developer one did 3 commits and pushed it. So every time if you are doing like more, maybe you took 50 commits to complete one feature, a single developer. If 10 developers are working, 500 commits will be pushed to the development branch. So the history will become really huge, and so it will be a mess in future. So what is happening is, for one feature you did 50 commits, just feel that in within one commit you completed that feature. So that's why the squash will really help you. Okay, I'll show you how to do that squash. So now you converged your 10 commits into one commit. Now you get rebase development. So what will happen? Even here, so you did one squash out of 10 commits, and you have here 2 or 3 commits. So it will single shot, it will compare with all the 3 commits, and it will give you conflict whenever it finds it. Okay, so instead of rebasing one by one commit, you squash all those commits into one commit and you go for rebasing. So now let's repeat the same thing. So you got a chance, like I'm repeating many times. Now you have to carefully observe what I'm doing. So whenever I go for new branch creation, I need to first pull the changes. And then git checkout new branch feature 3.1 run development. It is little hard to understand the very small difference between it, but it is very important. Okay, now he will go and raise a pull request. So before that, you need to check out to development, pull those changes and merge it here, something, or rebase it, whatever. But I'm confident development branch is not ahead. So I approve. He merged. So now development branch is moved one commit ahead. For example, now he check out. So maybe he don't know that he moved ahead. It moves ahead. Feature 3.2 from development. Okay, and now he will start. So let's have 3 commits. Okay, so now I will show you how to do the squash. Now click on git log. So from here I have done 3 commits. Now I want to merge all these 3 commits into one commit, because whenever you have handover for one feature development, so suppose for example if you did 50 commits, it's very difficult to maintain all those 50 commits in the main branches. That looks dirty. So you will create just one commit out of that, and you make others to feel as this commit caused this new feature. Okay, so now let's do the squash and interactive rebasing, both are same. So what is the command for squash is, oh, okay, I will not save it. Git rebase. Squash or interactive rebasing, both are same. -I means interactive, and from which commit ID you want to converge. I will say, if I say this commit ID, it will be taken on top of these commits, these 3. If I say this commit ID, these 2 will be taken. If I say this one will be taken. So if I want to give this one, because I know this is from here. My commits are from here. Okay. So let us take this commit ID, git rebase -I. So I want to take the screenshot. Okay. So now it will open the files. So it is picking from the top of this. So we have given this one, right? So on top of it, it is picking. So these 3 commits it will pick. C605A. See, from here it will pick first one, second one, third one. And you need to substitute all the picks with the command called squash. Here you can see squash, but you have to leave the first entry. Just substitute pick with squash, but the first entry it should be pick only. So you need to remember this, how to do squashing. You will give the commit ID from where it should pick. So it will interactive rebase will pick the commits above that commit, and then you have to rebase for squash. And if you want to drop the commit ID, for example, if you want to drop this commit ID, you have to give as drop. So you have a lot of options in interactive rebasing. Squash is one of that option. If you want to edit the commit ID, you can edit. If you want to drop it, you can drop it. If you want to label it, you can do it. So you can do anything with interactive rebasing. Squash is one of that option. So in interview, you'll be asked what is squash. Squash is nothing but converging a number of commits into a single commit ID. Okay, but the first one, I mean this one. This one, it should be pick, because it will pick it from here to tell to the interactive rebasing, pick it from here. And we are do the squashing. So now you did everything, and just save the file. That's it. Now it will do all the work for you. So it has done, and it is asking you give one commit message. This is a combination of 3 commits. As I told, we are doing squashing, combination of 3 commits. These are the 3 commits. Now if you can give one common message. So I will remove everything D for delete. Now I will give one common message. This is a feature branch 3.2 work. That's it. Okay, now you do git log. So what happened? So everything is gone. Now you got only one commit ID. Okay, squash. But your feature branch of dev2 so it contains 3. So what you have to do, you have rewritten the history. So that's what rebase means. Rebase will always rewrite the history. Now you just give git push origin feature 3.2 -f. So now what will happen? It will force the central repository to update these local changes here. Now these 3 will be gone and you will get only one commit ID. Okay. So and then, so now you just squashed it, but you have not done the rebase really. You go to git checkout development and you pull the changes. Okay, and you check out to the feature 3.2 and you rebase with the development. So instead of merge, you are just doing rebase. So it is saying you are applying only one commit. See, by this you can say your first commit is applying to the development branch commit. So it is comparing by taking this commit and comparing with all this, whatever you have. Okay, that's what you can see here, applying your commit from the feature branch to the development branch. Now you got some conflicts. You have to go and resolve those conflicts. Okay, so this is what, right? This is done by developer 1. This is done by developer 2. So while discussion, maybe you can change this one also. Or he said maybe you don't want this line. You can do this like this also. And then you can add it. So after that, what you have to do? Git rebase continue. Okay. That's it. It is done. Now if you see git log, so you got all the changes from development to your feature branch. Okay. So now you push with force. Okay, now you push with the force and see git log. Now you can check here. The content is again changed. Here it is content in the sense the commit ID F3103. Here you see what is there, F5815, because every time you do rebasing, the commit ID will be changed. So that's why we force pushed it. Now you can see the commit ID is changed. Now you go and raise a pull request. You can see only one commit is showing because we squashed it. I approve. Merge. So now you can see here the comments from development branch. So it's creating again one merge commit ID. Actually, this should not be the case. Some settings wrong. Okay, I did not save it, I think. Shit. So I changed it here, but I did not save it. So when it is fast forward only, it will not create the new commit ID. Okay. So this one, anyhow, I missed to save it. I will show this in tomorrow's class while we are discussing the next level of branching strategy, where we have only 3 branches: master branch, integration branch, and then any branch you create out of this with any naming convention, it will be considered as feature branch. So these 3 only. So our current master, development, release, feature, hotfix, this is all like complicated, checking out from one branch, pushing it to the development branch again, from development to release branch again, and many developers will be working on the same release branch, and then from release to master. This is all like this will be useful only for the waterfall model. So nowadays, if you see Amazon, Google, so they're not doing the planned release. Whenever you get one feature, they will immediately release it to the production. So that is how. So you have to, there are no SIT and UIT environments now with the development of microservices. So microservices will, if you implement the microservices perfectly, there is no need of SIT testing, there is no need of UAT testing, integration, regression, all these testings no need. So only testing is needed is unit testing and then functional testing. Other testings you no need at all. So you can directly release to the production environment. So with this branching strategy, so I will explain you this branching strategy only for the microservices, not for the waterfall model and agile model. All those things this will not support. This will support the latest technology stack, Java microservices. Now everything is microservices the companies are migrating from the legacy type of waterfall agile to the microservices way of releases. Okay, so now I will tell you the difference between merge and rebase. But anyhow, here if you cannot now I can guarantee you, like, so earlier when I am doing merge in my local, whenever I am doing merge in my local, here itself you can see one commit ID is created. But when I am doing rebasing here, there is no commit ID. Here it got created because we clicked on merge. Otherwise, it will not create. So you just understand. Maybe tomorrow you get clarity while discussing this. You just understand. Merge will create new commit ID. So it pollutes the history with extra commits. Rebase will change and rewrites the history. Okay, but it will give you clean history. So merge will be looking like, for example, this one. From here you created feature branch like this, like this, like this, and here you got something. Now here you merged it. Here you will get one more commit ID. So this will be preserved like this. So this merge commit will be referencing this flow and this flow. But in case of rebase, so if your feature branch is like this, so in case of rebase, what will happen is the entire shift will happen from here to here. So then that will be looking like you have not created any feature branch out of it. This is called as linear project history. This is called as linear project history. If anyone says, they will think it seems like this feature is not created and merged. This is like a linear development. Now the history is very clean. But if you see in case of merge, the history is diversified. Now from here you have to go like this, you have to go like this. But here it is called linear path. In merge it is called diversified path. So when to use rebase, when to use merge. Rebase, you should not use it for shared branches, because yesterday we saw the release branch is a shared branch. You should not, because release branches is existing in your local and somebody else is also working on that. If you rewrite the history, using rebase, it will confuse and break other developers commits. So now itself you see this, right? So maybe you think release branch is 5 developers working on release branch. Now I did rebase in the release branch, okay, and then I pushed those changes with force to the central repository, and Other developers, when they are pushing, it will be complaining because you are rewriting the history. So rebase is only useful when only one person is working on his own branch. Okay. And if you don't want extra commits to be created, you can consider rebase. If you want your history looking clean, you can consider rebase. But when you have more shared branches, like in our yesterday flow, you can use rebase with our feature branch, but you should not use rebase with our release branch. You have to go for merge only. Okay, so like you can, in this example, in our branching strategy, feature branch is for one developer. You can rebase feature with development branch, but while working on release branch, you should go for merge only. Okay. So now we can end the class for today, and I want to give you a simple task about 3 things. Now I think it gave you a lot of some confusion, some 50% understanding, not completely. So I want you go and check merge versus rebase and practice yourself. And what is fast forward merge and no fast forward merge, and then squash. So if you do these 3 things, if you search in internet about what are these things and try to understand, then you will get more clarity. So like now you can, at the time of research, you can check what I did. But mostly everywhere it will be theoretically, but now you can compare that theoretical concept with what I explained today. So particularly this part, sorry for this, I did not save this setting. So at least I will save it now. And tomorrow I can show you how the project history looks like. So like this it will be looking. If any doubts, you can ask now. So this is very important. Like you can consider this as assignment.
Sure, definitely, yes. We'll do it.
Okay. Any doubts? So only one thing. Fast forward only. There are different merge strategies, different so many things, different merge checks, so a lot of things. Okay, merge strategies are very different in Git itself. Git is like a Pacific Ocean. To understand Git completely, so we need to break our heads. But this much understanding, whatever I am telling to you now, is just 10% what you need. Okay. So let's end the session. If you don't have any doubts, see you tomorrow.